So tell us how you came up with the Caleb should say no to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter for the Chicago Bears is you mentioned that I'm on here for Call of Duty Warzone, right? And get a chance to be a part of Operation Day Zero tomorrow with them and the game. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But speaking of war zones, I decided to start one on Monday by poking the Bears. And really what it came down to for me was the truth is, despite all of the additions that the Bears have made this offseason, they still have instability at the head coach position. And too many times in NFL history, we've seen teams have very talented rosters, but not have that stability at the coaching position that you need to allow a quarterback to grow. So for me, Matt Eberflus, if you believe in him, I would challenge the Bears to extend him because you have him and Ryan Poles, and I think Ryan Poles done a great job this offseason of adding talent. But when you ask me the specific question of how did I come up with this, it's really just my analysis based off of my own experience and NFL history. So with the Bears, with what they have done, if you're going to bring in a rookie quarterback and you made that decision, we're trading Justin Fields, you've made the decision to go with the rookie QB. He needs at least 3 to 4 years to be able to work with that head coach so they can grow together. So I challenge the Bears. I don't know if they have, but as far as we know, Eberflus is going to be running into 2025. That's when his contract is up, based off the contract that he got when he first signed there as the head coach. I think they should extend him to 2027. Give him and Caleb Williams an opportunity to build that identity of the team, build that with Ryan Poles at GM, and that way they're not looking over their shoulder. But that would be my challenge to the Bears. Extend Eberflus, give him an opportunity to actually grow with Caleb Williams. Otherwise, I don't think it's the best situation. And that's why I said I think Caleb Williams should tell them that he's not going to come.
So this hinges mostly on Eberflus being a lame duck coach. If he was extended, you'd be fine Caleb going to the Bears.
Dan, if they extend Matt Eberflus, and I'm not his agent, so now there's no reason for me to say this. I thought he did an amazing job with the Colts as a defensive coordinator. But if they came out and said, "Hey, we've extended Matt Eberflus, gave him a 2-year extension, a 3-year extension," I would not only just take back what I said, I'd go out, do another video, and explain why it was so important that they did that. And I don't know, wear a Bears jersey for the next week. I don't know.
But I wonder how social media would treat Caleb Williams if he and his representatives say, we're going to pull an Eli and a John Elway.
Right. And I watched the show as well, Dan, because I'm a fan. And I think you do a great job. So I did see that yesterday you talked about what social media would say, because there was no social media when John Elway did it. And there was no social media when Eli Manning did it. And you also mentioned something about whether I even believed what I was saying, which I thought was funny, but I can confirm, Dan, that I believe everything that I said. And I don't think social media has been kind to Caleb Williams anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think that if he was to make a decision like this, it would ramp up the hate more than it already has been there. I mean, we've had discussions about whether real men cry. Is Caleb Williams tough enough to be able to survive in the NFL environments? I think for him, I don't think that he'll do this. It would just, in my opinion, if he does not want to be in Chicago for whatever reasons, some that I've outlined, or maybe some other concerns that he has, I think he should exercise that and not worry about what social media says, because social media is not going to be the one that determines whether or not he's successful over the next 5 years. It's going to be the organization. And I don't think the Bears did right by Justin Fields either, by the way. I did hear you speak about that. And I'll just say that our own Adam Schefter at ESPN reported that the Bears didn't have any serious offers that were better than the one that the Pittsburgh Steelers offered them. So they did not turn down better offers to send Justin Fields to Pittsburgh. It just so happened that they didn't have any other better offers, and they accommodated sending him to Pittsburgh. To me, that's a very different distinction. And I think the spin on that the past couple of days has been pretty funny to watch.
Well, there are the reports out there that they did turn down better offers and that they were going to do right by. I think Philadelphia was interested in Justin Fields, and I thought that would have been the ideal place for him to go.
I would agree that I think that there were other teams that may have been interested in Justin Fields, but they weren't interested enough to make a better offer. So I can only go by the reports from guys
Sure.
from our network,
Sure.
and Adam Schefter is one of the best in the game, if not the best in the game. And he came out and said that they did not have serious better offers for Justin Fields. So that's all I can operate by.
And the only thing I would bring up as well, and you know this better than anybody, there's been turnover with the Commanders, but that's not exactly, a safe haven to fall back on just because you're going home if you're Caleb Williams. I don't think the Commanders roster, and you got a defensive-minded, I hate defensive-minded head coaches if you bring in rookie quarterbacks, right?
But aren't you saying that, isn't that what the Bears have?
But that's what the Commanders have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but that's what the Bears have. So if you hate the defense,
I wouldn't have kept Matt Eberflus.
That's my point about all of this. Like, I even mentioned it in the video. I thought it was hilarious that people started talking about the last 100 years for the Bears when I clearly stated at the beginning of the video, just Justin Fields, right? But listen, I'm a big believer in, we got to hold organizations accountable for poor plans, poor fits, and poor development of players. Too often we just blame the player. Oh, it was his fault. It was this. Like, we got to hold organizations accountable. And if you're building a team with a young rookie quarterback, you either fire the coach because you're not sure about him, right? We know this. We talked about it all offseason. At the beginning of the offseason, there was uncertainty about whether or not the Bears were going to keep Matt Eberflus. If you're already saying that, once you decide to make the decision to go rookie quarterback, you either got to fire that guy or you got to extend him.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. So when you look at Washington, I'm shooting my podcast RG3 and the Ones today, and I'll go even more in depth on this whole topic. But for Washington, it's more of a clean slate, new ownership, new GM, new head coach. They're going to probably get at least 3 years to figure this thing out. If the Bears don't win more than 7 games, I don't think if they don't win 10 games to go to the playoffs, Matt Eberflus is not going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair to him. I don't think it's fair to his family. I don't think it's fair to whatever quarterback they draft. Whoever it is, I'm just challenging the Bears. Come out and say you extended him or extend him. I know that's not their traditional practice, but security and stability is one of the most important things for a head coach quarterback combination.